this is a priority to you, because you're right, you can wait until after this is all over and start completely fresh, but you also don't have to. You can be ready to go when you're ready to go, instead of this either or thing that a lot of people do. I'll be ready to date in the new year. I'll be ready to date when I lose 15 pounds. I'll be ready to date, and there's always a thing. Hey, this is Evan Marquette, dating coach for smart, strong, successful women. Welcome back to Love Splaining. On Tuesdays, we answer reader questions in the form of live Zoom coaching. This is one of my favorite parts of my job, is talking to people, not just sitting in front of my computer writing for 14 hours a day. So I'm really, really excited for today's question. We are meeting with Deb. If you enjoyed today's conversation, if you want to hear it in full, make sure you subscribe. There's a free preview with the question for people who are free subscribers. If you want to get the full answer, then you do have to actually pony up $7. I think you could do it. So Miss Deb, we have met before, but for the uninformed, would you be kind enough to share a little bit of information about you, where you live, what you do, how you ended up here today?
Absolutely. So I'm a 56-year-old clinical psychologist. I live in St. Louis. I've been divorced for 12 years, did lots of personal work to heal from an abusive marriage. I tried online dating for the first time last year, and actually I would say I had a good experience. I learned a lot, but especially that I have a lot to learn. And so that is why I'm here.
That was really well said. It might have been scripted, but it was really well said.
A little bit.
I learned a lot.
Trying to keep things on time.
I know, but I learned a lot, but I learned that I have a lot to learn. That's quotable. I want to write that down. So what brings you here to Love Splaining?
Yeah, so as you had mentioned before you press play, you and I did talk in September about your Love You course, and I had a Tuesday night commitment through the fall. But in November, I learned that I have a bone lesion, and the last 3 months I've been working toward diagnosis. So my question has to do with, I've spent years waiting to get my life just right before trying to meet someone. And I guess my question is related to the timing of beginning to try to date again. So if this is cancer, I think I will wait again, because I know my primary focus will be on my health.
Sure.
If it's not, is the timing still off? Because I will still need surgery. I'll be in a sling. I'll be rehabbing for about 3 months. Are there things I can be doing to get myself ready to put up an online profile, writing one? Pretty hopeful about like long-term diagnosis and all of that. Do I need to get pictures while my arm's not in a sling? Anything else? And I think my big question is around, and my statement is, I don't want to let another decade pass before waiting for another just right time. So there is my question for you.
That's a really good question, and it defies an easy answer, but I think it's why it makes for a good conversation anyway. So at this point in time, is your arm in a sling?
I'm not in a sling right now, and I'm fully functioning right now. But I think that will be changing pretty quickly in the next week. I know that I have surgery scheduled for April. It's just, I may have 1 or 2 surgeries coming up, and I'm not quite sure what the next path is looking like.
I want to be delicate because I'm sorry that you're going through this. Obviously, we should lead with that. I'm really sorry that you're going through this. It sounds like you've got a good attitude and a good handle on what's in store for you. And I certainly wouldn't want to be tone deaf or glib about what it takes to recover from this physically and emotionally, because I've never walked a mile in your shoes. So if I miss the mark, please help me course correct, because I don't know the proper medical way to handle it. I would say this about your situation. It's the John Lennon quote, "Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans." There's never a right time, but there are better times. I hate to be a tease, but the full episode is for paid subscribers only. So if you want to hear my answer and be able to ask questions of your own, please click on the button to upgrade. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in the Love Splaining community.